We're going to go to the White House now, and the new report acknowledging that the chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan in August 2021 should have been handled differently. I sat down with the president just days after the withdrawal.
You don't think this could have been handled, this actually could have been handled better in any way? No mistakes?
No, I don't think it could have been handled in a way that we're going to go back in hindsight and look, but the idea that somehow there's a way to have gotten out without chaos ensuing, I don't know how that happens. I don't know how that happened.
So for you, that was always priced into the decision?
Yes. Now, exactly what happened is not priced in, but I knew that they're going to have an enormous. Look, one of the things we didn't know is what the Taliban would do in terms of trying to keep people from getting out, what they would do.
Let's go to our senior White House correspondent, Mary Bruce. And Mary, they have now reversed course on this.
George, the White House now concedes that they should have acted sooner, but this long-awaited report does not explicitly say that mistakes were made. And when I've asked repeatedly, the White House won't say if the president has any regrets now, just that lessons were learned. And they are putting much of the blame for this withdrawal on the Trump administration. This morning, the White House is defending the chaotic end to America's longest war, acknowledging after scenes like these, thousands rushing to flee Kabul, and the attack at the airport that killed 13 U.S. service members, that the U.S. should have started the evacuation sooner. But the White House is also pinning much of the blame for the disastrous withdrawal on the Trump administration, arguing their hands were tied by Trump's deal with the Taliban to withdraw U.S. troops by the spring of 2021.
It is also undeniable that decisions made and the lack of planning done by the previous administration significantly limited options available to him.
Then President Biden called the evacuation an extraordinary success. The White House still defending it now.
So for all this talk of chaos, I just didn't see it. Not from my perch. It was tough in the first few hours. You would expect it to be.
At the time, the administration was stunned that it took just 11 days for the Taliban to regain control of Afghanistan. But the report says the U.S. now thinks it was inevitable, that there was no scenario except a permanent and significantly expanded U.S. military presence that would have changed the trajectory.
What is your message to the veterans, to the families of the fallen, who may read that and wonder what was the point?
Just because the mission changed over time under previous administrations and leadership and scenarios doesn't mean that anybody who served in Afghanistan doesn't have something to be proud of, doesn't have service to this country that they can take with them the rest of their lives.
Now, overnight, former President Trump pushing back, saying Biden is to blame. His former top officials say the current administration is trying to simply rewrite history. Now, pressed on this, the White House is clear. Despite pointing a finger and blaming the Trump administration for much of this, they say ultimately President Biden is commander-in-chief, and he does bear responsibility. George.
Mary Bruce, thanks.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.